Hey everyone, and welcome. So, today we're diving into an update well, it's way more than just a few new features. This is about a fundamental shift in how we all use the internet. I'm talking about UID version 1.6 and why it's basically the blueprint for a whole new digital life.
Okay, let's just be real for a second. Who really controls your digital identity? We've all been there, right? That feeling of dread with every new data breach, the absolute headache of juggling a million different passwords, and that creepy feeling, that our personal info is just a commodity being passed around. It feels like we've totally lost control.
So look at the old way. It's this messy, centralized system where big corporations call all the shots, and we're stuck with endless passwords. But the new way? It's the complete opposite. We're talking decentralized, user-owned, a world where you finally have true sovereignty, a world where you, yes, you, are actually in charge. So to fix this mess, we can't just put a Band-Aid on the old system. No. We have to completely rethink what digital identity even means. And that brings us to the vision of something called Web 4, and this really powerful concept, self-sovereign identity.
Self-sovereign identity, or SSI? It sounds complicated, but the idea behind it is actually super simple and honestly revolutionary. It's the principle that you should own and control your own digital identity. Period. No more just handing over the keys to big tech companies or governments and hoping for the best.
So, how do we make this philosophy a reality? What's the tool for this revolution? Well, it's called UID. It's a non-governmental, decentralized ID system from Linkspreed. The key here is that it's completely independent, designed to be the engine for this new user-first internet.
Okay, that all sounds great, but how does UIID actually put you back in the driver's seat? How does it work? Well, it all boils down to a few brilliant principles of sovereignty. Let's break them down.
All right, first up, its architecture is decentralized, and this is the secret sauce. Think about it. Right now, your data is probably sitting on some company's massive server, basically a giant target for hackers. But with UIID, your most sensitive info lives in a private identity vault right on your own device. Yeah, your phone becomes your own personal Fort Knox.
The second big idea is what's called decoupled identity. Basically, your real-world core ID, the one that's verified, is kept totally separate from the untraceable aliases you use online to log into stuff. What does that mean for you? It means what you do with one alias can't be traced back to your other online activities, and more importantly, it can't be linked back to your real-world self. That is privacy by design. Okay, now for the really cool, almost magic-like part. UID uses something called zero-knowledge proofs, or ZKPs. It's a wild cryptographic method that lets you prove a fact is true, like say you're over 18, without revealing the actual data, your birth date. It sounds like science fiction, right? But here's the perfect analogy. It's like walking up to a bouncer and proving you're old enough to get in without ever pulling out your driver's license. They get the confirmation they need, but your name, your address, your exact birthday, you never reveal it. That is the power of zero-knowledge proofs in your digital life. Okay, so all of that incredible technology brings us to the main event, the V1.6 update. This isn't just a minor tweak. It takes all those principles of sovereignty we just talked about and supercharges them, putting even more control directly into your hands. And we're not talking about some far-off future. This is happening right now. UID version 1.6 officially dropped on November 24th, 2025. You can think of that date as a major milestone, the moment this vision of a user-controlled internet really started to become accessible for everyone. So what's new? First up, the mobile experience has been massively expanded. And that makes perfect sense, right? If your phone is your identity vault, then managing it has to be smooth, fast, and totally intuitive. It's all about making it simple to manage your identity right from your pocket. And check this out. V1.6 gives you a brand new alias toolkit. This is where you get really granular control. First, you can pause an alias, one tap, and you instantly revoke an app's access. Got too many? You can archive one to declutter your list. And for ultimate security, you can lock an alias with its own unique cryptographic key. But here's the thing. With that much power comes a whole new level of responsibility. And this warning from the official release really says it all. When you lock an alias, you and only you have the key. If you lose that key, it's gone forever. Nobody can get it back for you. That might sound scary, but that's what true ownership, true sovereignty actually looks like.
But listen, these incredible tools for you, the user, are really only half the story. V1.6 is also a huge piece of the puzzle for building Web 4. It's the blueprint for a password-free future because it makes it way easier for developers to join the party.
So for the developers out there, V1.6 is packed with API extensions. Now, for the rest of us, what this really means is that it's now much, much easier for any app or website to plug into this secure password-free ecosystem. This isn't just techie stuff. This is the plumbing that makes the whole password-free future possible for everyone.
And that's the crucial point right there. Because by giving developers these tools, you accelerate adoption. You make it a no-brainer for services to go password-free. This is exactly how a revolutionary idea stops being a niche thing for tech enthusiasts and becomes the new standard for everyone. Which brings us right back to the beginning and the final big question. A future without endless passwords, without constant data breaches, without feeling like you're being watched all the time, that's not sci-fi anymore. The blueprint is here. The tools are in our hands. The end of passwords really is near. So the only question left is, are you ready?